Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Lore of League of Legends. In this episode, we're going to be covering a woman whose strength lies in her adaptability and attention to detail. A woman weaponized to execute outside of the lore, whose elegance ensures the Piltover machine and its Zornite underbelly run smoothly. Without further ado, I present to you the lore of Camille, the Steel Shadow. Enjoy. Camille's family gained most of its wealth through a rare crystal harvested from a creature native to the sands of a distant valley. These first hex crystals, or first crystals, contained power normally reserved to those born with innate magical ability. Camille's great-great-aunt Alicia lost an arm and nearly her life during one such early expedition. Her sacrifice was celebrated, and it set an expectation that it is still reflected in the Feros family motto today. For family will I give. The creatures Alicia Feros found, the Brackern, were not an unending resource, and Camille's family had to look for ways to augment the crystals they had accumulated. Utilizing certain shadow investments in chemtech and runic alchemy, the Feros family brought to market the less powerful but easier to procure synthetic hex crystals. Such power often comes with consequences, and the production of synthetic crystals is rumoured to be a heavy contributor to the Zorn Grey. Born into one of the wealthiest houses in Piltover's illustrious Blue Wind Court, Camille was the sixth child of Rodri and Gemma, then masters of Clan Feros. However, Camille and her younger brother Stevan were the only children who survived to adulthood. With the family's focus set upon Camille as the eldest surviving child, no expense was spared in her education, instilling both her aristocratic attitude and sense of duty at an early age. With so many of Valoran's finest visiting Piltover, Camille had no shortage of exceptional tutors. Accordingly, she speaks the Zelian dialect of southern Ionia and Ur-Noxian fluently. As a child, Camille was encouraged to take an interest in Valoran history and learn to read and write ancient Shuriman, whilst assisting her father on digs in the Odin Valley. Camille also became quite an accomplished musician and plays the Celovina at a concertmaster level. Among the leading families of Piltover, it is customary for one of the younger children to take up the mantle of the family's principal intelligencer, the sword and shield of their clan. Those chosen are tasked with operating in the best interest of a Piltover family, working with the clan master to secure the family's continued success by any means necessary. Clan Feros, with its wealth of secrets, has always taken this position seriously, putting forward considerable resources to ensure its intelligencer was always the best. Camille's brother, Stevan, had been born with a weak constitution and was considered ineligible. Her parents, her father especially, were extremely proud when Camille took Stevan's place as the principal intelligencer for the clan. Stevan's jealousy simmered as he watched Camille embrace her additional training and tutoring. She became quite adept in combat, espionage and interrogation. Camille's favourite techniques were fighting with the Son-Shan-footed glaive, gaining intelligence through classic inquisition, and rappelling from a certain broken clock tower with a grappling line and hook native to the Western Serpent Isles. When Camille was 25, she and her father were attacked by a band of augmented thugs. The gang was determined to move up in Zorn's underworld by laying hands on some of the family's more lucrative secrets. Both Camille and her father were wounded. Camille recovered, but her father succumbed to his wounds. Camille's mother passed away soon after, unable to bear the anguish that settled over the house. The title of Clan Master passed to Camille's brother, Stevan. Young, impetuous, and eager to prove himself as a strong leader of the family, Stevan doubled the already extensive Feros research in human X-Tech augmentation. After a year of mourning, the Feros house was decorated resplendently for the next Progress Day auditions. Stevan personally oversaw the induction of Hakim Nadiri as the lead artificer for the family, a promising young crystallographer from the Shuriman coastal city of Belzun. Shaken by her inability to protect her father, Camille requested a Hextech augmentation from Hakim to push her power beyond that of a human body. When Hakim met Camille, he was instantly enamored and determined to draw Camille out of the darkness surrounding her parents' death. They bonded over the work at hand and late-night stories of the sands of Shurima. After months of intimate work together, Camille could no longer deny she returned Hakim's feelings. As the day of Camille's augmentation approached, they grew reckless in their affair, as they knew the surgery would mark the end of their time together. Hakim would move on to other projects with the family, and Camille would once again be fully committed to her duty as principal intelligencer. More than that, Hakim worried that in carving away Camille's heart, he might cut too deeply and deprive her of her humanity as well. Days before Camille's operation, Hakim's reservations about the procedure boiled over. He proposed marriage and begged Camille to run away with him instead. He painted a picture of their future, wandering the sun-kissed sands of Belzun, uncovering the ruins of ancient Shrima, raising their children together, a future far away from the duty that bound Camille to her house. For the first time in her life, Camille was torn. Steven's position as clan master depended heavily on Camille's ability to execute his vision. When he learned of the secret proposal, he saw his principal intelligencer dangerously close to slipping away, and by extension, his control over the Feros family. Steven devised a plan to remind Camille of the duty she swore to her father. Steven set himself up to be attacked the next time he knew Camille and Hakim were to be together. Using the fragility that had once denied him his place, Steven presented himself bloodied and beaten to his sister, preying on her dark memories of the night she failed her father. Camille could not deny the evidence that stained her hands, proof of what could happen when the intelligencer's attention was divided. Hakim pleaded with Camille, but she would not have it. Hers was a duty going back generations, one that if she had been better prepared could have saved her father's life and should have prevented injury to her brother. Camille insisted her surgery go forward and ended her relationship with Hakim. Hakim still loved Camille and knew that he was the only one who could perform the surgery safely. Unable to let the love of his life die on the operating table, he cut away Camille's heart as she asked. Once he was sure that her new mechanical heart would beat without him, Hakim resigned. Camille awoke to find the lab she and Hakim had shared empty and abandoned. Camille threw herself into her work, taking on further refinements in the form of bladed legs, grapple-spindled hips, and other minor hex augmentations. Each addition pushed Camille and the ever more ambitious technology to the limits. This led some to wonder how much of the lady was still left. As Clan Feros amassed more power and wealth, the missions Camille ran for her brother became darker and more deadly. Thanks to the rejuvenating vibrations of her Hex-Tech heart, time passed for Camille without age, and soon, Hakim Naderi became a distant memory. The years were not so kind to her brother. Steven's body grew more frail, but that did nothing to loosen his iron grip on the title of Clan Master. On a recent assignment, Camille uncovered a naive Piltovian's ill-fated engagement, and with it a series of events that exposed the depth of Steven's treason. The lies that drove Hakim away now threatened to destroy Camille and the clan. She saw his greedy machinations for what they were, selfish and no longer in the best interest of the family. In that moment she discarded the last sentiment she felt toward her brother and took control of Clan Feros. Camille now runs the family's public affairs through her favourite grandniece she instilled as master of the clan. This allows Camille to continue the more shadowy operations to ensure her family's success. Committed to her role as a solver of difficult problems, Camille has embraced her more than human transformation in the cutting judgment it affords her. With Hex crystal energy coursing through her veins, Camille has never been content to sit idle, and instead gains invigoration from well-executed industrial espionage, a fresh brewed cup of tea, and long walks in the grey. And that's all I've got for you this time around. Let me know what you thought of the video by hitting that like button and leaving your feedback in the comment section below. As always, I'll leave a link to the playlist at the top of the video and in the description box, so by all means give that a click if you're looking for your favourite champion. Thanks for watching everyone, and as always, I'll see you next time.